Now, did you know that 95% of Black women experience some type of hair breakage to their natural hair? I know you don't want to be a part of that statistic, but if you are, I'm going to give you some tips that can help. Hey guys, Karen with Curl House. I'm a licensed cosmetologist, a certified trichologist, and the owner of the Curl House product line and the Curl House Academy, Let's Get Growing program. And today we are going to talk even further about hair damage. So recently I posted a video that gave you 5 signs, 5 things to know if you are dealing with hair damage. If you didn't see it, I'm gonna pop it up above. But in that video, I talked to you about reasons why your hair could be damaged. And one of them is hair breakage. So if you are experiencing hair breakage, then that's a sign that you may be dealing with damaged hair. In this video, I'm going to break down hair breakage even more. Now, you have hair breakage to your hair shaft, and you have hair breakage to the crown. In this video, I'm going to talk about hair breakage to the crown and what you can do about it. And in the next video, I'm going to talk about hair breakage to your hair shaft. Now, there are many reasons that you could be dealing with crown breakage. Many times crown breakage is due to improper hair care practices, and sometimes that breakage kind of sneaks up on you. But then there are other times where you may be dealing with something more serious, like medical conditions or even clinical hair loss disorders, where you may experience extreme itching and tenderness or even balding in your crown area. If that is the case, I encourage you to seek additional help from a trichologist or from a dermatologist to help you really get on a treatment plan sooner rather than later. Okay, today I'm going to give you 5 tips to help you to restore the health of your crown. And tip number 1 is to give that crown area extra moisture. So if you haven't figured it out by now, typically the hair in the crown area is a little different from everywhere else. The texture could be different, the curl pattern could be different, and with these differences, it's usually drier than everything else. And if you have gray, like me, it may be extra dry in the crown area. So if that is the case, you need to treat the hair in the crown area with a little more TLC. So in other words, you're going to need to give it a little more moisturizer than what you do to the rest of your hair shaft. So that may require that you put moisturizer or apply moisturizer to the crown area every day, as opposed to every other day or every 2 or 3 days. And it may require that you add extra moisturizing product to your hair before you style it. So before you style your hair, you typically add your leave-in conditioner or your moisturizer all over. When you get to the crown area, just apply more, because you want to make sure that that area is hydrated and moisturized properly to keep it from breaking off. So again, tip number 1, make sure you give your crown area extra moisturizer. Tip number 2, moisture protein deep conditioning. Lack of conditioning is one of the key reasons that we are dealing with crown breakage. Now you have to keep in mind, the crown of your head, the top of your head, is the part of your head that's exposed to everything, exposed to the environment, exposed to the elements, the top of your head. This is the area that needs extra conditioning. But many times, this is also the part of your head that doesn't get proper conditioning all at the same time. What I notice when people condition their hair, we tend to focus on what I consider to be the seeable sides. So the sides of your hair that you can see. And what can you see? Of course, you can see the front. You can see the sides, you can even see back here, but you can't see this part. So many times when you're conditioning your hair, you don't apply enough conditioner to the top part of your hair because you do not see it. And in addition to that, if you're someone with thicker density or thicker hair, you may not really open up your hair shaft to really get in there to really condition the crown area. So if that is you, I want you to pay close attention to the top part, the crown part of your head. Isolate this part of your head when you're conditioning your hair, and make sure that you are applying conditioner properly, and make sure that you are deep conditioning your hair with both moisture and protein. I know we focus on moisturizing deep conditions, which we should do, but let's not forget about the protein, y'all. Make sure you include protein treatments in your hair regimen as well. And number 3, beware of heat. So I'm not necessarily talking about heat like from your flat irons and from your handheld dryers. Yes, beware of that type of heat too. But what I'm talking about specifically is beware of heat from the hooded dryer. So although heat from the hooded dryer is the safest type of heat because it is an indirect type of heat, if you are dealing with crown breakage, you may want to minimize even that indirect heat from the hooded dryer. Because keep in mind, when you sit under a hooded dryer, most of the heat goes directly to your crown. So if you are sitting under the hooded dryer for your hair to dry, you may notice that the top part of your hair is dry, but everything else is wet. So over time, that's just too much heat directly to your fragile crown area. And if your dryer is super hot, meaning that is definitely a no-no. So if you have to sit under the hooded dryer with a towel around your neck because the heat is burning your neck, then that's an indication that the temperature on your hooded dryer is too high. You may want to turn it down. So what I recommend, if you're dealing with crown breakage, I recommend that you either sit under a hooded dryer on a cooler setting or even under a low heat setting. Let your hair dry that way. It will take longer, but the amount of heat is not going to be as hot. Or you can sit under a hooded dryer, still under a medium heat, but just don't sit as long. So you can sit under the dryer for 50% of your hair to dry and then let it air dry. Or even the third option, depending on your hairstyle, is just to let it air dry altogether. So again, if you are dealing with crown breakage, stay away from heat from a hooded dryer. And the fourth thing that you can do if you're dealing with crown area breakage is to do a scalp massage. So get in the habit of massaging your scalp, particularly in the crown area if you're dealing with extreme breakage. Scalp massages are just fabulous to encourage growth because they stimulate blood flow and increase nutrient uptake to your hair follicle. So a scalp massage will definitely help to improve regrowth in that area. You can do a scalp massage daily for about 5 minutes a day. Doing it before bed is great because at night is when you have a lot of cellular regeneration in the body. So which is why I encourage you to do things at night before you rest and go to sleep. Or you can do it anytime, just as long as you get it in. You can do the massage with product added. So if you have a jojoba oil and a little bit of rosemary, you can add that. Or of course, you can use my follicle stimulating growth drops that I designed specifically for the scalp. You can use this to help encourage growth, but get in a habit of doing a scalp massage if you are dealing with breakage. It will certainly help to restore the health of your hair and your crown. And the fifth thing that you can do if you're dealing with crown area breakage is to minimize tension hairstyles. Tension styles are hairstyles that literally place tension or stress in the crown area. Classic styles is like a bun, a ponytail, some weaves, or some braids. When we pull our braids up and let it sit on top of our head, that places a lot of tension on the crown area, which can lead to breakage. So I just recently took down a bun. I wore it for 2 weeks. I typically wear it for a week, but in this case, I wore it for 2 weeks. And when I took it down, my scalp, my crown area was so sore and so tender because I left it up too long. That is a no-no. Don't do that. Your scalp will tell you if the style is too tight when you take it down and it's sore. So I encourage you, if you're dealing with crown area breakage, do not do these hairstyles that sit right on top of your crown. You really have to minimize wearing these styles because they really will lead to crown area breakage. And also, as another tip on ponytails and buns and even afro puffs, when you're wearing these styles, do not slick the hair up when your hair is saturated wet, because when your hair is saturated wet, your hair is very weak. Your hair strands are very weak. So when you're slicking it up when it's saturated wet, it may cause even more breakage. So if you're dealing with crown area breakage, I encourage you to pull your hair up when it's dry or relatively dry to help minimize or even prevent rather the breakage from wearing these updos. Okay guys, I hope you enjoyed this video on what you can do to restore your crown area breakage. I hope you can incorporate them into your natural hair routine. And also, again, I will be posting another video on breakage on your hair shaft and what you can do about that. That's coming up next. And for those of you who do not know, I have a product line, the Curl House product line. I am in the middle of a rebrand and I am launching my new product line soon. I hope you can enjoy my launch party that's coming up soon. You can join the waitlist above, or you can join the waitlist. I'll put the link below in the description. Okay guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give me a thumbs up, like the channel so that you do not miss a video. And until we talk again, stay fabulous.